All right, cool. Um, so I basically have been prolonging this. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while, just to vlog, do a little updates like YouTube videos and stuff like that. Um, so this is my first go at it. Um, Basically, just making videos about like just what I'm doing. Mainly because I'm doing a lot more different activities. Um, this year and kind of not saying no to a lot of things. Last year, I started running a lot more, and it was fun. I liked it a lot, but my numbers were terrible. So I would just run, and I kind of hated it at first. Obviously, I was fat. I was at two. I'm still fat. But at that time when I first started running, I was weighing around 265 pounds, which is pretty big. It was probably the biggest I've ever been. And I was just like living unhealthy, drinking a lot, eating a lot, no exercise, just not making the right decisions. And so last June, I decided to sign up for a 5K, and I did it, and I got my number results, and it was so bad. It was like, took me like, I think almost an hour to, if I remember correctly, it was about like 50 minutes to an hour to finish a 5K, which now that I'm running and, exercising a lot more than I was, those are like terrible numbers, but you kind of have to start somewhere. Um, but yeah, so I signed up for that 5K, started running a little bit. Um, and, ever since then, I've just been kind of like trying to push myself to keep going and going and going. And it's just like it was a pretty rough start. Like, I would kind of, um, go weeks without running or exercising. And then, this year, 2025, I kind of did the whole cliche, like, new year, new me kind of thing. But it's up to you to take it serious or not. And this year, I pretty much took it really serious. So for this year, I'm cutting out alcohol, smoking, um, everything that is just like bad for my body, basically. And, I start hitting the gym with a few uh, people that I work out with, and they're great motivators, and they're consistent in the gym, and so I started doing the same thing basically. So since January, I think the last time I weighed myself was in January, and I was still at like 265, and now we're in. I have no idea what. We're April 20. Oh, 420. So it's 420. Um, and now I'm down to 235. So I lost 30 pounds, which is great. Consistently hitting the gym. At first, I wasn't going as much. I was probably going about 3 to 4 times a week, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it is. And then we did. I did a stupid challenge where I hit the gym every single day for the month. Definitely don't recommend doing that. I don't think I don't know. I think I definitely toned up. I gained a lot more muscle, and I definitely lost some weight. But I kind of plateaued. So this time around, I'm trying to do a lot more running still while trying to build muscle, and it's going all right. It's not the best, but I'm definitely seeing results finally. 3 months into the year, almost going into four, I'm definitely seeing results, and I'm liking it. And I used to be very against going to the gym, and you kind of pray for those days off, like your rest days and stuff like that. But now I like I hate rest days. Like, I can't seem to stay still. Like, today is supposed to be like a light active recovery day, and I still went to the gym, hit shoulders, and now I'm outside. I just finished a quick run. I have a 5K this Saturday. I forget which one it is. I think it's the Race Against Racism 5K, which has been nice to kind of prep up for. I'm not training as hard as I did for my first 5K. Like, my first 5K, um I did a 5K every single day, up until the 5K, and I'm not ever doing that again. I destroyed my shins. My calves were clenching up every, 2 seconds and stuff like that. And this time around, that's just not happening. So I did a quick run today, and I'm just doing like light training up until the 5K. And that day, I'm just gonna really push myself like really, really hard. Um, but yeah, so eventually, I do want to start running longer distances. So obviously, last year my timing was terrible, up to almost an hour to finish 3.1 miles. And the last time I timed myself, I cut it in half basically with all the training. So I'm at like 30, 35 minutes basically for a 5K. And that's kind of where I want to be this Saturday. I don't want to push myself a little bit too hard, but on race day, I definitely want to go as harder than I usually go. So I'm thinking if I can make it just above 25 or just above 25 and less than 30, I would be really happy and impressed with myself. um but yeah, I've been in just a little life update. I've been doing a bunch of other stuff. It's kind of weird how much time you realize you really have in a day once you stop drinking and smoking and just hanging out with like lazy people. Not, I don't want to call them lazy, but not active people. Um, you kind of realize, oh, like what are we like? I I fit so much into my day, and I like it so much. I'm so much more productive. I haven't been this clear-minded in a very long time, so that feels great. So I definitely recommend it to all, the non-believers of, which I was, of like exercise changing your life, and you know running clearing your mind and stuff like that. I doubted it for so long. I was like, yeah, I could find another way to be happy basically. And I just don't think that's true anymore. Like, I'm depressed if I stay in the house all day and don't catch any sun, or if I just don't move basically. I'm not that happy. But yeah, trying to think of other things I've been up to lately. I've recently picked up fishing, which is not my favorite because I don't catch fish. Maybe I just don't understand it enough, but it's okay. Um, Picked up a little bit of softball, which is fun. I like it. But I think right now I'm just kind of really in love with, hitting the gym, heavy weights, and then trying to run longer distances. And I just like it. I don't know what it is about it. Like, I want to try to hit cardio in the mornings. So it's kind of weird. I'm in like this weird, headspace of trying to like schedule out my days. And I would love to start them off with runs, just to get my body flowing and all that. But for some reason, all the research I do online, they basically say um, to never run before you do weightlifting. Um, and I don't know if that's like directly before or after, but I definitely would love to kind of like wake up early, go on, a quick run, get everything going, go to work basically, and then get off, go hit the gym, heavy weights, and then kind of like not turn it into a daily thing, but if I could hit 4 to 6 days out of the week with that, that'd be awesome. Um, yeah, I think that's something I definitely want to work on and strive for. It'd be really nice. But yeah, I'm trying to think of what else I've really been up to, but I don't know. Mentally, I think mental health is very important, and I'm learning now, way later in my life, that the people that you have around you directly affect how you basically use up your day. So, if you're around lazy people, if you're around people that are constantly just drinking and smoking, that's just kind of, where you're going to end up. And I've been surrounding myself with great people that are constantly exercising, they're constantly pushing, constantly setting goals. What's the next new thing, as long as it's active, picking up hobbies left and right. doing a lot more traveling, just experiencing life and just kind of like, um, yeah, kind of just staying positive is key. Like I can't think of the last time I actually got into a genuine argument with anyone, which is great. Like, if you're ever just like in a space where you're like constantly just arguing with people, it's probably you, and your headspace just isn't right. So changing uh the people in your life and stuff like that definitely goes a long way. But I definitely want to keep making videos like this. I don't know when's the next time I will make a video, but hey, whenever I do, I do. I definitely enjoy video editing and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, a little update on people that do know me. Uh, Music wise, I do a little bit of music production, or I used to do a lot of it, and right now I'm taking like a pretty big hiatus. It's been probably since last June, actually, since I've worked on music, just like instrumental wise, beats wise, and engineering. And this year, I definitely want to get back into it, but I want to take my time. I've been working on music since I don't know, like I was like 18, 20 years old, something like that. And I think the constant working on music kind of um, pushed me into a point where I didn't really enjoy it. So taking this nice break and kind of soaking up what's out there right now, and even going back to like the 70s music and stuff like that, and just soaking up just different vibes and stuff like that is kind of where I'm at with music. I'm just kind of trying to relearn everything, and eventually I will get back out there, because I can't wait to put another project out and stuff like that. But we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully within, I don't know, July, August time frame. I'm thinking maybe next winter. Who knows? I'm not in any rush. But um yeah. I've also been going to church a lot more recently. I have like childhood church trauma. So it was kind of a big decision for me to start going to church. I'm kind of church hopping right now, just to kind of find the right one. I think I found the right one, but at the same time, I'm still trying to figure out what's out there. But I've been going to Bible study, which has been really nice. Like a men's only Bible study, which has been kind of nice to just go to. There's no real expectations. They keep it pretty real in there, and they kind of tie in a lot of life lessons in there, so it's been real beneficial. It's kind of changing my outlook on church, but I will say it's been nice, getting closer to God, reading the Bible. Um, Not as frequently as I want to, but when I get the chance to, it's nice. But yeah, I think that's all I have right now. Um, until next time, I'll catch you guys later.